So there we have it. We're ready to glue. Oh, I meant to dig my glue booger out while the camera was off. Let me get that. This is the Crafter's Pick Ultimate Glue. You can get it at Hobby Lobby or wherever. I like it. It's real similar to tacky glue, but not. I don't think it's quite as thick. Maybe, I don't know. It is pretty thick though. And whoops, yeah, it is coming out. I usually store it like this so that I don't have to shake it down when I'm ready to use it. Okay, glue. Let's just get this middle weirdness out of the way. Okay, remember we're going to glue this one to here and this one to here. So let's just start out with this one. Are you with me here? Here's where we are. I'm going to glue this to here. And I'm just going to use my glue. You can use your glue. You can use your double stick tape. Just use whatever you're comfortable with. Okay. And just make sure you're lined up right. And glue it down. Okay, so here's what we have. Okay, so now this one is here. Just like that. So now we've got our little pocket right there, and this open back, see that's where our binding holes are. This is going to be bound together, so don't worry about that. That won't be open like that. We want this to set really good. While that's doing its thing, I'm gonna use my tape over here. I like to use the tape on the edges of the pockets because that way I know I've just got that one little strip of adhesive. Whereas if I use glue, you know, sometimes it'll mush out here and that kind of screws up your pocket. So I'm going to put tape there, which I guess maybe I should have done before I glued the other down, but that's alright. Okay, got that. There's our pockets. Good here, got our pocket. Now, over here, got that little section, that little 1/4 inch dealie right there is going to be glued or taped down. Okay, I'm going to be halfway smart this time and do both sides. And I'm just going to put a little glue on that triangle. We got our little pocket. We are almost done. See, not difficult, just kind of a process. Looking good. I think we are now ready to sew in our signatures. You will need to have a piece of string or linen or whatever you're using. that is about twice the length of your signatures. The stitch that we're doing is called a double pamphlet stitch. Very easy. If you can do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, you can do a double pamphlet stitch. But you're going to need to do about 1, 2, and a pinch to grow on. I guess it would help if we poked holes in them, huh? Take your signatures, lay them in here. I've lost my template. There it is. My template. Okay, template top. Now your signature. It's hard to tell. These are junk signatures. Yeah, we're going to call that the top. 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 You can punch them together or separately. Doesn't matter. The important part, these had to be punched together so that they lined up exactly. These, it's fine. You can do them separately. Okay, top of your template at the top of your signature. Make sure you're evenly spaced, and then poke your holes. I always start with my center hole. I don't know why. I don't think it matters. I just do. Okay, got them. Second signature, and this one is more obvious. This is the top. Top. Line it up and poke. Okay, we're done with that. Now, place your signatures in your book, and I think I'm going to put this one in the back. This one in the front. So this one here, you can kind of find your holes. And then this one here. Go. And take your needle. You can either start, you're going to go down through the middle. It doesn't matter which signature you start with, but you're going to start in the center. You have a choice. You can either go down through the center or up through the center. Just know that wherever the tail of the string is, that's where your knot's going to be. So I'm going to go down through the center of the first signature. That means, here's my tail, so I'm going to have a knot right here. If I went up through the signature, then my knot would be on the outside. See what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. You can do it either way, but just know that wherever the tail is, that's where your knot's going to be. And you can, if you want to maybe slip this under a paper clip or use a binder clip to hold it down, you can do that. I should have got another one, but I didn't. Okay, so we went down through the center of our first signature, so we're going to go up through the center of our second signature. And you have to turn this over, up through the center. And you may have to kind of, sometimes you have to kind of cheat to find the hole. There we go. That'll work. And pull it. You want to pull tight as you go, but make sure you don't pull it out. Pull tight as you go. So, down through the center of the first, around the back, up through the center of the second. You with me? Now, Doesn't matter which hole you go in next. Just pick one. Let's do the bottom. Down through the bottom hole of the second signature. May have to kind of fish around to find your, there we go. So see, there's what we have, there's where we are. Now you want to go up through the bottom hole of your first signature. I'm fishing for the hole. There it is. Hold tight. Now we're going to go down through the top hole of the first signature. And we're going to kind of bypass this middle part and down through the top hole. Now, look, oh, I just poked a new hole. Look. Ideally, that's not what you would want to do. You would want to actually go through the hole that you have pre-poked. There you go. See, it's a busy pattern, it won't show. Now you're going to go up through the top hole of your second signature. There we go. Okay, you with me? Really simple. Make sure you're pulling tight. Now we're going to go down through the center hole of our second signature. This is one we've already been in before, so you just want to make sure that you don't split the thread. Don't go through the middle of the thread. Okay, good. I've got some loose, there we go. And again, up through the middle of the first signature, which is back where we started. And you're going to want one thread on one side of the centerpiece and one thread on the other, so that they kind of straddle. See that? Now you can go through if you need to make any adjustments so that everything is pulled tight. This is the time to do it. There we go. And you do want to pull snug, and you're going to pull outwards. And just make sure everything's good and tight. Then tie yourself a square knot, which is go over with the left and then go over with the right, which is just completely opposite of what I just did. Pull it tight, cut it to about 1/4 inch, and your book is bound. Let's get rid of these clips. Ta-da! Oh, we need a... Okay, I'm just going to take a notepad out of one of these because I forgot to get another one. A notepad. Go here. And there you have it. I think I did put that one in upside down. Yeah, it's alright. Now, all we need is closure, right? From here, you can do pretty much anything. The closure, I'm going to show you the closure that I made, but you might be able to come up with something different or better. Oh, we forgot our pocket. Dang, can't forget our pocket. Our triangle piece, you're going to need to put tape on it. And you can put this wherever you want too. You can put it, I like to put the contrasting pattern up. I like to put mine right there. If you prefer to put yours, you know, over there, you can. You want to stick it back here, you know, wherever. I'm going to put mine right there. So I need tape just on the two edges. And pocket there. Pocket there. Closure. We need our little strip that we saved. And I fumble through this every time, but somehow it works out. So what I'm going to do is just kind of cut it in half. Boy, I did not cut that straight. I should have cut that strip off with the paper cutter because now it's all wonky. But you remember we cut an angled edge off of that, so I'm going to even it up, just get rid of that, and then cut this in half. Just like that. Even that up a little. There we go. Got two pieces. One piece is going to be the little tab, and then the other is the tab holder. The tab, I think all I did was, you know, fold it in half. And you can decide how you want it. I think I want this side up. Yep, that's going to be my tab. And I'm going to glue it to about the middle of, remember we have this piece right here that has the 1/2 inch crease down the middle. I'm just going to glue it to this 1/2 inch edge, just like that. And let's get it kind of in the center. So this is 8 3/4, so that means that, okay, 4 1/4 is 8 1/2, so just over 4 1/4. So the center is going to be about right there. So I'm not really measuring it, I'm just kind of eyeballing it against my ruler, if that makes sense. A little glue on each end. And stick it down. And especially if you have heavier cardstock, you might want to stick a pin in the end here where it's creased and just kind of round it out a little, because that is where your pen's going to go. So you can just kind of do that. Now, for this next one, I believe what I did, yes I did, is I folded this into the middle. Actually, I folded this over, and you can use your little folder thing and crease it if you want, but I'm just eyeballing it. Made a crease down the middle, and then fold both edges into the middle. It's just so it's a little bit more narrow. Now, I'm just going to kind of fold it around here. See about how big I want it. You want it just a little bit wider than your tab, because you want your tab to be able to slip in it easily. So you want it just a little bit wider. I don't need all of this excess on the bottom, so I'm going to trim these off and just leave enough to glue down, about 1/2 inch, I guess. Just like that. And to see where to glue it, you want it to be with your book completely closed. Your book completely closed. There's your 1/4 inch gusset on each side. Book is closed. You're going to want your little slot here to be not quite up against the edge, just slightly. Maybe let's see. Let's see how far I put this one off. Yeah, maybe 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. About like that. Away from the edge of this. You don't want it butted right up against. Give it a little bit of space so that it's easy to work this thing in and out. And what I usually do is just put some glue, or actually glue would work better for this than tape. Give a good tacky glue that dries pretty quick. Put that on there. Go ahead and put it around my tab so that I know exactly where to glue down. And then glue it. And you're going to want to let that dry really good before you mess with it too much. And obviously if you use a bigger pen, then you might need to make your little flap here a little bit longer. But I usually use kind of narrow pens, so they'll fit just fine. So there you have it. You're done. That wasn't hard, was it? I don't think so. Got your book. Go. You've got pockets. You've got pages. You've got a divider. You could put a tab on that if you want. You've got a slot for your notepad, so when you use it up, you can have another one in there. And then we've got our closure that holds our pen. and an extra little breathing hole even. So yay, we're all done. So that's all there is to it. There you have it. I hope that was relatively clear anyway. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comments or send me a message or whatever, and I'll do my best to answer them. But hope you give it a try.